welcome to this episode of Punkio Power Shots. I'm Tim.
And I'm Tom.
And today we have Zack from the amazing Ghost Killer Entertainment on. How you doing, Zack? You right?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Going well.
Getting on with life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There we go. So just tell us a bit about yourself and your and the whole of Ghost Killer Entertainment, then, pal.
So
I'm Zack, of course, from Ghost Killer Entertainment. I'm the founder and creator of basically the whole thing, and started up 7 years ago just to start promoting bands, and it's been a whole wild ride ever since then.
Amazing. So you said you've just recently started a label as well.
Yeah, I actually just recently started a label. I have like 4 bands on there so far. One of the bigger bands that a lot of people actually know is the Bunny the Bear on there.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah. You remember those guys?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Good band.
Yeah, and I got Double the Details on there, a really good metalcore band. Another band that I actually just released their album, We Were Giants, for Article 3. That's a really good EP. And then I have another band, a pop punk act called Volano, that I'm actually releasing their album this upcoming Friday.
Okay, we'll check that out.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Cool. So what was your journey into the world of music then? Why pop punk and metalcore?
Honestly, that's kind of where like I really started. Was like I got more into like post-hardcore way back in the MySpace era with like bands like Alisana, Chiodo, Silverstein. Like those are like the bands that really introduced me into the music scene that I love today.
Yeah.
MySpace was a fantastic platform, wasn't it, for
It
music?
It really was.
Yeah.
Like I can remember anything. I think it was just before my time by only a couple of years for when I got access to social media. MySpace and Bieber were slowly dying down and Facebook was slowly coming up.
Yeah.
So annoying now though, because most songs on MySpace have been lost. I used to have loads of songs that from my old band and stuff. They've just gone. They've just literally they lost all the content. You're like, great, well done, MySpace.
Yeah, that really sucks.
It does.
There we go.
So what are your interests then? What bands are you interested in currently? What are your favorites?
Oh God, there's a lot of artists I've been like jamming out to. Like especially like recently, I've been like over the last year, I've been jamming out to Machine Gun Kelly and like Youngblood recently.
Yes. He won't say yes to Machine Gun Kelly, but yes, I damn will.
Honestly, I wasn't the full fan of him because the first time I ever heard of him was on that Super Siren song Alone, and I was like, "Who is MGK? I've never heard of him before." Yeah. But then the whole Eminem diss track and all stuff after that, and then the pop punk album was where I was like, "Okay, I'm feeling this."
Yeah. It was a really good album, definitely. Yeah.
A good album is an understatement to how good it was.
Yeah.
Like, let's be fair here. I believe it went to number 1. Like, that's how good it was. And just
it was, yeah, it did, yeah. Yeah, there you go. All right, how about your view on A Day to Remember? I can see you've got Homesick on in the background. There's a poster there.
Oh yeah, I got the Wolf.
What's your new stuff like? What do you think?
I really tried hard to get into it. I really did, because like I've been a long time a Day to Remember fan, but it's hard for me to get into it because like there's a few songs like Resentment I like and Mind Reader, I like them, but the rest of the songs they like I posted it on like what people thought of it on the Facebook page, and everybody kept saying like it's like Imagine Dragons if they were on a car commercial.
I said that,
I'm like
literally.
I'm like, that's really rings true because it's really like another thing I think is it's more pop than pop punk.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in the end, it's a very good album. I enjoyed listening to it. However, it's not Day to Remember, and I'm like, am I listening to them or not? I'm like, it's weird. Really,
it's really interesting. Like I always encourage bands to go above their evolution, like go with what they want to do, but sometimes it's like that evolution is like different than what you hope it would be.
Yeah.
But you still want to support them, but it's hard to get into it sometimes.
I think, I think for me, Brick Wall is where I lost interest in this new album.
That's
Yeah, that was the song that I was like, okay, something. I'm kind of hesitant to hear the rest of the album.
Yeah,
and I took a few hours to listen, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about it.
I know, but it's annoying because in Brick Wall you've got a build up, and then it just nothing. You're like, what?
Yeah, it's
doing?
like, what just happened?
Stop it! You're playing with us there. Oh,
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've listened to songs the first time around and gone, this isn't great, and then become really addicted to them because it was the audio quality, the headphones I was listening to, whatever.
Yeah.
Like Obey, the first time I heard that, I thought it was really basic. I didn't like it. I then listened to it a couple more times, and I was like, okay, it's growing on me. And
Bring
now it's
Horizon,
like one of
amazing.
Yeah,
absolutely
now
amazing.
it's one of my favorite songs from them.
It's one of my favorite albums of the year, hands down. My best album though was Enter Shikari.
Oh God, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Oh, you need to listen to their new album. Honestly, it's incredible, absolutely incredible, so good. I love it. Absolutely.
So so in regards to Bring Me, what's your thoughts on how they've progressed? If we're speaking from a data remember, we've got to.
Okay, yeah, I was actually going to say something about that because honestly, the Amo transition for the album, I actually really loved it, and a lot of people didn't agree with me at first, and they're like, "Why do you like it?" I'm like, honestly, it's all catchy and it's different, but it's like they made it their own sound. Like they took a lot of elements from like a lot of different music and incorporated it and made it their own sound. And that's what I always encourage, like a lot of bands like I work with all the time, like evolve as you want to as a band, but like bring elements that you know could like make it even better.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
I was just going to say they've kept their identity, right? Which is one thing.
Oh, they have.
I definitely say.
Yeah.
I remember hasn't. And for me, as I call it one song, but Itch for a Cure, followed on by Kingslayer, is why I want to go to a concert and listen to that live. Just the build up and then the and then just to hear the and then I can imagine that my face will be wrecked, my legs will be wrecked, wall of death, 50 people on the floor seriously injured.
I'd say you need to listen to their Royal Albert Hall concert. Whoa, it's incredible. It's on YouTube. Have a watch of that. It's brilliant. But right, jumping on to the next question, Zach. So more of a serious one here. So what do you look for in a band when you sign them? What are the main aspects do you look for? I mean, obviously being awesome, but
honestly, the one thing I always try to look for is like a band that's actually dedicated to what they want to do and like for their sound, for what they wanted to do and strive in music. Yeah. Like if they have ambitions and goals, then I want to work with them to achieve those goals. Because there's so many bands I've tried to work with that you see them, they're just doing it as a hobby or they're just doing it for the fame and fortune. Yeah. Which really sucks is when these bands, they have the potential, but they're using it for a different goal than what they should be doing.
Right. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. I suppose it's what then. So they're doing it for the fans as such and making music for people to listen to and enjoy as much as them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like if you're not having fun doing what you're doing, then what's the point of doing it? You know?
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely. Tom, go on then. Random question.
I was going to say random question. The one that I'm going to go for. It's not that random. Lion or tiger? And I'm not saying to fight them either. Just which one's cooler?
Which one would you rather fight?
Tiger.
Brilliant.
I have to say tiger.
Yeah.
Especially a white tiger. That's beautiful.
Yes, white tigers are cool.
I'm gonna say lion. I'm just a huge lion kind of guy. Brought up with lions, you know. It's just I say brought up with lions. I'm a Leo, so it's kind of like my dominant personality trait of being like a kind of top of the food chain. Also, Lion King as well.
That's good film. Very good film. There you go. All right, what's your favorite film then?
Oh God, like my all-time. It's going to be that stereotypical. It's going to be The Nightmare Before Christmas. Like that's the movie that I fell in love with as a kid. Gave me nightmares as a kid, but I still loved it no matter what.
I mean, Sounds good. It's not a bad shout. I mean, there's many films. I've spoken about my favorite films on the podcast many times, but Leslie Nielsen's Aeroplane will always be my favorite. All the time up there. It's surely You Can't Be Serious, right? I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
There you go. That's it.
I love it. I love it so much. Tim, what about you?
for me, it's got to be Forrest Gump. Just love that film so much. Oh
God, that's a good one. That really is a good one.
Just love that film. I love the soundtrack as well. I think Alan Silvestri is one of the greatest producers of all time, or composers. Sorry, incredible person. There we go. Okay, next question then. Yeah. Your favorite band of all time and favorite track of all time, if they're different.
My favorite band of all time is actually Alesana. They're one of my favorite bands. I've been going to see them live in concert since 2007.
Nice.
And I even flew all the way down from Minnesota to Texas just to see them because they weren't coming to me at all. Wow. I was like, I'm going to go see them.
Why not?
Yeah.
What's your favorite track by them?
Even though they have a ton of amazing songs, it's still Apology to me because that was like the first song that I heard on MySpace, which is what got me into them. And I was like, okay, it's one of those songs you can't forget no matter what.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, is that your favorite track of all time, or is it a different band that you have a favorite track of all time?
Oh God, I have two. Like my change in like music always changes all the time for my favorite track. It could be like a pop song, it could be a rap song.
Yeah.
Actually, my favorite track of all time is actually "Lose Yourself" by Eminem.
Banger of a tune.
That is a tune and a half. That really is.
It is a banger of a tune, I have to admit.
Yeah, screw the cancel generation.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I saw that.
Let's not be too controversial, guys. All right, we're only a small podcast and show. We can't just be like, screw the cancel culture. Yeah, can't be that controversial just yet. Let's get to 251 subscribers, then we'll start being controversial.
Yeah, there you go. I think we are, Tom.
We're 241.
241. Oh, okay.
We're not
10 more to go.
Okay, with 3 minutes left, roughly, what advice would you give to bands that want to progress and grow in the scene?
Honestly, just be yourself. Like a lot of bands just fake it till you make it, but be true to what you want. Be true to your message with what you want to do with your songs. And just make sure you're dedicated to your fan base. Don't just like ignore them.
Yeah, definitely. I like the sound of that. I mean, we had a band on our podcast who, they're all like it, to be honest, but one especially for us, both massive fans, is a band called 2 Year Break.
I'm not wearing any of their merch right now. It's
terrible, Tom. They're absolutely smashing the UK scene at the moment. They're bringing out a new album soon, next couple of months, and my God, cannot wait. Their music is incredible, so good. How would you describe their music, Tom? Because it's quite unique.
It's Enter Shikari, Don Broco meets pop punk. I think that's the best way of describing it.
Yeah,
it's a very nice blend, and the great thing is as well, they're not the only great band out there.
Oh no,
I can bang on about loads and loads of bands that we've been fortunate enough to interact with. Wild Nights, Halfway Atlantic, a few too many who've just been signed to. I can't remember the label.
Lost Music Collective.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And loads and loads of others, as December Fours. Huge fan of them. Carousel Kings, Make Out, etc., etc. There's so many awesome
fires. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thousands of them, but
absolutely thousands. Yeah. If we could all get them on the podcast, that'd be amazing. So what's the direction you're now looking at going for the future?
Well, one of the main focuses now is trying to get the record label up there to where I feel confident was trying to help out new and upcoming bands, because that's always been my main goal with Ghost Killer. Was to help new and upcoming bands. Like that's where it started, was on YouTube, was just promoting like bands here and there.
Yeah. Because you promoted a solo artist called Two Eyes Open a few months back. Do you remember him?
I feel like I remember him.
Yeah. So I had him on the podcast. One of my first episodes I had without Tom, actually, when he wasn't a co-host, but such an amazing guy. His hard work, and it's ridiculous how hard he works in the industry. Really is. He's always bringing out tracks, like even funny tracks. Like he brought one out about Malcolm in the Middle the other day, and it was just that traffic jam girlfriend. I mean, it was called. I mean, so random, but it worked. It was brilliant. Really was. There we go. How long we got left, Tom?
We've got about 30 seconds. Is there anyone you want to shout out in these 30 seconds that we have left?
Honestly, shout out to all of the bands on the record label: the Bunny the Bear, Double Details, We Were Giants, and Volano. Love all of them, and I hope to keep on working with them in the future.
Sounds good. Well, we hope to get them on the podcast as well. We'll keep in touch and hopefully get them on.
No, for sure. And just as a final thing, thank you ever so much for coming on the Punkio Power Shots. I mean, this is a brand new way, and like you, we've got the same intentions of promoting. I don't know if we'll ever become a record label because, quite frankly, I can barely keep track of my own life, let alone a label.
No.
But with 10 seconds left, I'd like to just say thank you for coming on, and for all those that are watching and listening, you've been watching the Punkio Power Shots. Take care.
Bye bye.
And goodbye.
See ya.